for you. Africa, Africa, Africa. Mama T wait for you. Africa, Africa, Africa.
Are you ready? Papa, look up, oh, you hey papa, oh, you hey, baby, papa, hey, better work and papa, oh, you hey, baby, papa, oh, you hey, baby, papa, you holy monkey,
It's amazing to belong to such a beautiful continent as Africa. Look at all the beautiful music that we have and all these wonderful people. All of you, thank you so much for being part of this initiative. You on the Celebrate Africa TV show, and we are going to talk to another amazing African. He's an IT guru, but he's also a traditional chief and the pioneer president of a very big organization based here in the United States known as USAK-Towners. He is no other than Chief J.N. Fomenki too. I don't want to miss out on that one. Because you know what? When you miss out on a traditional title, you have to pay fines. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How do you greet a chief?
We're in the modern era, so
there's no bowing down, no, all those things?
Nah, except when I'm in my tour.
In your what?
In my tour.
In your tour?
Yes.
What is that?
That's a special thing.
Special thing?
Yeah.
You want to share a little bit about that special thing with us?
Maybe we'll talk about that later.
Anyways, thank you so much for accepting to be part of this initiative, the Celebrate Africa TV show. Tell us a little bit more about you.
I'm Chief J.N. Fomenki II. I'm an IT professional, as you rightly said. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a systems engineer. I'm a multi-talented guy. And the reason you got me on this show today is because I lead an organization which I was a founder, and I have a co-founder in the audience here, called USAK, United States Association of K-Towners. And we've been in business for about 4 to 5 years. And we started with such big and ambitious dreams that we never understood or even figure out how we're going to fund them. But God being special as it is to us, we've been able to meet and exceed our goals beyond our widest dreams, and we still have a lot to do.
Tell us what made you start such an initiative.
I travel to Cameroon at least twice a year, and when you go back home and you see the challenges that people face, water.
Yeah.
I would say probably Boyer was the only town in Cameroon that had better water than Kumba. Some people say Moyoka too. But we had great water in the 80s when we were growing up. And about 5-10 years ago, the water quality was very deplorable. And you think about it, how much a bottle of mineral water costs. The average Joe in Cape Town or in Cameroon can't afford that.
No.
So we started thinking about projects we could do, and we thought we would give water because we believe when we give water, we've given life.
Yeah.
And we started about 10 of us, 11, and we said we're going to raise funds here in the United States, travel that money
And transform.
all the way, and build boreholes and give it to communities for free. And people thought we were crazy. There were people that said, there are people here that need help. And my response is always, if you can afford an air ticket until you
come
get
here.
here, you got at least one way is about 700,000-800,000 francs. That's almost $2,000. You are 10 times better than people back in Kumba that probably don't even, to see a 10,000 francs, $20 is a scarcity. And that's how we started.
What are some of the challenges that you've had so far along the way?
Cape Town, Kumba is a very complex town. In broken English, they said Kumba di kene kene for dry season. In politics, in real life. So we started because we had a previous organization that collected a lot of funds from people and did nothing with it. So all Cape Towners in the United States had a hiatus of about maybe 3 years that we had no Cape Town association. And we have great people from Cape Town, lawyers, businessmen, tycoons, doctors, pharmacists, biomedical engineers, a lot of skill sets. And I thought we ought to start something. So we started, and again, we needed to get the confidence of people who had donated before and didn't see anything. And it was a struggle.
It was.
I put in maybe $8,000-9,000 of my personal money to jumpstart it, to pay for hall, to get things done because we didn't have no funds. But we believed we could do it, and we stuck with it, and we convinced people, and we went down there and built borehole number 1 in Kumba 1 Council. We built the second one in Kumba 2. And now as I speak to you, water is flowing at Kumba 3 and people are drinking it.
I
And we
want to
did
go
that.
back down there and drink some of that water, living water. I was at one of your events and I was completely speechless. I think that was where I met with you when I heard you talking about your community so passionately. When I watched those images, I was like, wow, I have not really seen organizations that go back to really transform lives. So what are some of the feedback that you've gotten so far from the people?
We did something that I don't think any Cameroonian association has been able to do. We got the best-selling artists in Africa, the biggest.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Peter and Paul Okoye.
Yeah.
Both of them were supposed to be at our occasion, and they came under the auspices of our biggest donor, collaborating with me, Mr. Wilson Da Costa, and committed to come to that event to support. And we had the most successful fundraiser we've ever had. We raised over $95,000 in less than 2.5 hours.
Feel like that deserves it. So what is the way forward? Yes, we have water right now. Next project.
We are going to, I'm glad Mr. Eben Armstrong is here. We have a lot of people in the medical field that want to do something that we need is assistance. We're looking at building public toilets. I think the only town in Cameroon with a public toilet that I have seen is Sang Malima, very clean town. I was so envious when I saw that.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. And I called one of my closest collaborators. I said, Mr. Semayon, we can do this in Kumba too. We can have public toilets.
Yes, we can.
And yes, we can. We're going to try to get public toilets, build more boreholes, get more medical equipment, basically help the little John and Mary, the Mr. and Mrs. A and B that nobody knows about them, that they could get a direct impact and figure out that this little organization, you said we're big, we're not. We're small in numbers,
Doing big things.
they're doing big things.
Thank you so much for being part of us today. That's one of the reasons why we celebrate people like you who are able to step out of the crowd and who are not afraid, of falling, because falling is part of getting strong.
Yes.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And we'll definitely come around to see what's going on. And I need to drink some of that water from Kumba. Seriously, I have to drink some of that water.
It's available.
It might transform something in me,
Natural borehole water.